Hello friends, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new here. I am Martina Lily and today we are testing the most ridiculous makeup purchase I have ever purchased in my history of buying makeup. Like, this is ridiculous, but Nikki LaRose, she influenced me and she enabled me, and that's really all I need, honestly. I'm not blaming her, obviously, but you know, sometimes you look for an excuse and you're like, okay, this is it, this is the excuse. So today we are putting to the test the Prairie Skin Caviar Loose Powder. This is the world's most expensive powder, I'm pretty sure. It cost me 375 Australian dollars. Yeah, I know. So we're gonna test it, and I'm gonna do this in two parts. I'm actually gonna do part one, first impressions, with you guys so that you can see me unboxing it and like really like my very initial like ooh, and then I'm gonna come back after I've tested it for a few days and have my fully formed thoughts, and I'm gonna be like, okay, this is what I actually think of the powder. So hopefully that all sounds interesting to you guys. If it does, go ahead and do the YouTubey things, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and let's get into it. All right, you guys are zoomed in nice and close, 4K, no filters, especially for a $375 like Australian dollar product. It should provide the filter. And everything I use on my face today will be linked in the description box down below for you guys. I thought we'd unbox it first because I'm kind of someone that, like, once I've got the foundation and everything on, I like to be able to set it straight away, and I didn't want to like stop and do the little details. Now there'll be timestamps if you're only interested in certain parts. So yeah, Skin Caviar. This is my first La Prairie product. Giant box. Let me tell you, purchasing this, I went into David Jones here in Australia and purchased it because I wanted to see and feel the product first in person before I bought it. And it was actually feeling it in person that instantly sold me. I was like, ah, big mistake, huge. Shouldn't have gone in if I didn't actually want to buy it on the day. But the consultant that helped me was so knowledgeable, stunning, gave me skincare samples, and really just like took the time to explain the brand to me and everything. It was lovely. It was an absolutely lovely experience. So I got the shade Translucent 1. Let's go ahead and open her up. So this is what we're looking like. And you get this absolutely ginormous tub of loose powder, and it is hefty. Like, this is a luxe product. This is a luxe experience. Do you know what I mean? Like, it feels so luxurious. The other cool thing about this powder is you actually get a travel size one too, which, to be fair, the travel size one almost is like the size of a normal full size product, which is awesome. So I guess you're kind of getting kind of over two for the price of one, I think, because this is so huge. So let me give you a little zoom in. There's like 3 shades, I believe, of this. Yeah, this is luxurious. I don't know if it's glass. It might be glass. If not, it is very, very, like, it's the most luxurious plastic I've ever felt. And then you kind of like pop this open. You get the mirror and a powder puff, and this powder puff is it's a good quality powder puff. When I was feeling this in the store, I was like surprised. It's soft and cloud like. I was like, this isn't one of those kind of powder puffs that you just toss aside. And then you get the removals, so let's do that. And then it just has the little holes for the powder, you know, your standard kind of experience there. And then if you don't want to use that, you can just spin this like lid off and see the powder right here. So let me give you a little swatch just from here, which I really like because sometimes I really don't want to use these little holes. Oh yeah. So hopefully you can't see it because it is supposed to be translucent, and it feels so luxurious, and on the hand it just feels like silk and smooth and blurring, and I cannot wait to try this. Oof. Okay, so let's give the quick description. So Skin Caviar Loose Powder is the perfect conclusion to an indulgent beauty ritual. So a sublime fusion of caviar science and color artistry. It combines caviar extract, which I'm guessing is what makes it so expensive, and an advanced blend of pigments, further enhanced with La Prairie's exclusive cellular complex, which infuses skin with nutrients. The loose powder provides unparalleled complexion perfecting benefits in a gossamer textured veil. Ooh la la. It basically says it's supposed to refine the skin's texture, smooth the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles, and minimize the appearance of pores. That's exactly what I want it to do. Preserves the level of hydration in the skin, leaving it with a feeling of comfort, and sets foundation for long wear. Natural matte luminous finish for a youthful glow. So usually I just say if it's matte, if a brand says something's like a luminous matte finish, I usually just go, it's probably just a natural finish. So you get 40 grams of product, made in the USA, and an 18-month expiry. And in the travel size, you get 10 grams of product. So let me have a quick look at my other powders. So with the Laura Mercier, you get 20 grams of product in the full size. And in the Chanel, you get 30 grams of product. So you are kind of getting like double the amount of, well, I guess it's like 50 grams, right? If you include this, because even if you didn't use this for travel, you could just tip it in here. So you're getting, yeah, like double. So I guess that explains it. It is very expensive, but it's kind of like double. You're buying like double the product in one, like double of this, right? Because I can't remember what I paid for this, like over 100. It's still more expensive, but at least you're getting a volume amount of product. At least you're not spending $375 on like 20 grams of product, you know what I mean? I also just want to quickly caveat this with, I am not reviewing this for you guys in terms of like, oh, you need to go run out and buy it or anything. No, that's a ludicrous amount of money. It's more just like a little bit of fun because I use my YouTube money to buy makeup, and I was like, you know what, this is fun. It's probably not something the every person is going to even be able to buy or want to buy. So I was like, why not just pick it up and test it and see if it's even, I'm not gonna say worth the money, but like, you know, at least if it's a high performing, it better be the best powder in my collection, let's put it that way, for that price point. And I just thought it might be a little bit of fun, and you know, for those of you that might be curious about it with the price tag. Now I think it's about 250 USD, by the way. And then depending on your currency, obviously. So what I'm gonna do is just speed through me now doing my like up to my foundation, concealer, cream bronzer, and then we will come back and apply the powder together. Okay, so we have up until cream bronzer, concealer on, so now is the moment of truth. Now, if you are not new around here, you know that I do usually like to use a different under eye powder to the rest of my face. I usually just find whatever works on my face doesn't actually work on my under eyes, and it's because they're kind of two different, one, textures, but also skin types. My under eyes are incredibly dry, whereas like the rest of my face is combination oily, so that's kind of why. But we'll give it a go today for first impressions. So I'm just gonna shake some in here, and you don't kind of get too much with the shaking as well, which is nice. I kind of did that with the Chanel one and I got way too much, so that's okay with me. So for the under eyes, I'm not going to use the powder puff just because it's too big to get into where I want. So I'm going to use this by Tessahue Takamori T6 under eye brush, and I'll just pick up the product that's in the cap here. They also have like a pinky one of this, and I can't remember what the third shade is. So let's tap this under. I do need to shake some more out though. All right. Now this does have a fragrance in it, but it doesn't smell like it at all. And she said the fragrance that they do have in it, it's like a natural fragrance. So I think it's just a part of the like skincare ingredients they put in it. So I'm hoping that it, you know, that because it's a natural fragrance. I think my skin's okay with the natural fragrances. So with this, I'm just going to kind of, I'll actually go just like slightly through the T-zone here, and I'll keep this half of my face on set so we can see the comparison. But wow, initially that looks phenomenal on the under eyes. Holy dooly, look at that. That's blurred. As it should be. Now let's pick up the powder puff and go in here and pick some of this up. Oh, this powder puff is so soft. Oh. Now, I use such a small amount of product because honestly, there's not a lot that comes out of this little sifter thing, which is fine. But my skin's looking pretty flawless, just even with that small amount. And I say that because if you know me, you know I like to use quite a bit of powder. Wow. So set, not set. Okay, so first impressions so far, flawless. Like gobsmacked flawless. Better than other powders, better than like worth the price, that kind of thing. Can't tell you yet. And that's gonna be like the second part of this video. But as a first impression, this looks so thin and blurring and smoothing on the skin that I'm impressed. I accidentally cut myself here with my nail, by the way, don't mind that. Yeah, I'm impressed with the first impression on this side. The key though is how it wears, because yesterday I tried this Too Faced powder and it applied stunningly. Like as I applied it, the first 5 minutes I was like, holy dooly, this could be my new fave. And then within 15 minutes it turned into a horrible mess. So we will see. Okay, I'm gonna now set the other side of the face. I love this. Like, look how squishy. That's what a powder puff needs to be. It needs to be squishy like that. I'm impressed with the powder puff. That looks good. That looks good, you guys. I hope it wears this flawlessly. Currently, my holy grail is the Chanel loose powder. The Chanel loose powder is stunning. It is blurring and it wears phenomenally. And then also the Face Atelier glass skin powder. So we'll see how this goes compared to them, but wow. That looks amazing. That looks amazing. I am impressed, especially my under eyes. They look so blurred. That is so hard to do. I never normally like the powder on my under eyes, but we'll see. Again, this is the first impressions. I will come back and tell you guys how I'm feeling about everything. Today's not going to be a wear test just because I'm doing some filming and stuff this morning, and then I'm actually going to go to the gym, so I'll wash it off. But the timestamps will show you when I come back and give you, like, after I've been testing it for a few days, thoughts. But my initial first impressions is this is flawless. So I'm actually gonna go now and finish the rest of my makeup. I just recently picked up the new cream to powder blushes from Chanel. I actually got them yesterday, sorry. So this review will already be up on the channel if you want to see my thoughts on those. So I'm gonna go film that, and then I will come back and just show you what this looks like all finished up with all of my makeup done, and then you will see future teens with like my final thoughts. All right. Let's do it. This is the makeup done with the Chanel blushes, and I just put the new Nars lipstick in Exposed on. That's what we're looking like. I have not touched up. This is still looking absolutely stunning, this powder. Absolutely stunning. Already yesterday when I tried the Too Faced powder, it had already turned into a hot mess. So the fact that this is still looking quite lovely is a great sign. So that's what we're looking like. So we're now going to skip into future teens, and I'm going to give you kind of my final thoughts on this product. All right, friends, it is future teens. Now, I've been testing this product for well over a week now. Well over a week. I really wanted to know my thoughts, or I say well over a week. It's probably been like a week and a day. Let's not be too dramatic, you know what I mean? On my lips, by the way, is Lisa Eldridge Le Rephr with the Rare Beauty Lip Gloss in Nearly Neutral, and my eyes is a whole different bunch of shadows, sorry. Okay, I'm also wearing this powder. Now, is this powder the best thing I have ever tried. Does it do my taxes, my laundry, make my bed, and blow my skin? For the price of it, it should, but it does not. Okay? Is it a great powder? Yes. Is it my favorite powder I have ever tried? No, it is not. I do think the Chanel Loose powder and the Face Atelier Glass Skin powder, I think both of these powders are better in my personal preference for how I like my makeup. This is a good powder though, okay? Here's why I like the other two more than I like this one, and then I'll kind of get into the specifics, but these two are more blurring and make my makeup look perfected for the longest amount of time through all different weather. Like these I can set and forget, and my base makeup will pretty much look exactly the same when I take it off after like say 8-10 hours. This one does a wonderful job. Like I feel like my skin looks absolutely beautiful right now. I have the Dior foundation on underneath it naturally. I feel like it looks blurred, it looks lovely and set. I even use this on my under eyes and it does a really nice job, which is rare. It's rare for me to find a powder that looks good on my under eyes and the rest of my face, and I will say these, I cannot use these on my under eyes and my face, whereas I can with this one. But this one is probably just a little bit too hydrating of a powder for my combination skin for the entire day. I don't find this makes me look as like blurred and flawless as what the Chanel and the Face Atelier one does for the longest amount of time. Now, had I not tried the other two, I'd probably be ranting and raving at you about how amazing this powder is, okay? So it is still really, really good. And it still does really make my makeup look absolutely lovely for a really long period of time. It really does. It's just that after about probably 7.5 hours, depending on how hot it is and how oily my skin is on the day, it can just start to like look a little bit glowy and just not as like blurred as I personally like it to look all the time. I will say though, I think if you have dry skin, mature skin, normal skin, you might actually like this one more than these. These are really good for your combination oily skin, which is what I have. Whereas this, like now that it's winter at the moment and stuff, it's just a little bit more hydrating and plumping on the skin in a nice way like that. Now you could have oily and combination skin and use this all day, and like it does come with a travel powder, so you could like touch up throughout the day if that's what you wanted to do. But yeah, I do think if you have dry skin and normal skin, you probably like this a lot more. So that's kind of my thoughts after testing this for a week. I'm not like on the rooftop shouting from it going, you get a La Prairie powder, you get a La Prairie powder. Do you know what I mean? It's not that rave worthy in a sense for me, just given how expensive this is. In saying that, you do get like 50 grams of product. Presentation wise, this packaging is the best packaging I think I've come across for a makeup product. This is glass, this little cap with the powder puff. The powder puff is the best powder puff I've truly ever tried, truly. It comes with, you know, the travel set. So overall, I do really, really like it. Do I regret spending 375 Australian dollars on this product? No. I had a really nice time playing with it. It was like, I just completely geeked out testing this and playing around with it. I loved the experience of buying it. I love the packaging, and I will get a lot of use out of this particular product, because even though I do like, these are holy grails, this is still just shy of a holy grail. Do you know what I mean? So I'm still going to get a lot of use out of this. It's still absolutely beautiful. Would I repurchase it once I use it up? That's going to depend on where I'm at financially at the time. If I'm flush with cash for some wonderful reason, then sure, why not? But if I'm not, well then probably not, just because of how expensive it is. You know what I mean? If it was my holy grail powder, then maybe yeah. So that's where I've landed. I've landed down, I'm happy. I don't regret it. Do I think you probably need to pick it up? Listen, everyone's value of $1 is very different, and for the cost of this powder specifically, you just make that decision on your own. I'm not going to tell you what to do with that respect, because it is so expensive, okay? So you need to make that decision for yourself. I had a really great time testing it, playing with it. I still really enjoy it, picking it up. I love looking at it. I love just even applying my makeup with this powder because it's so luxurious. But you know, you like, do you need to buy this powder? Like, no, it's no, okay? That's the end of the question. You know, it's very expensive, but yeah. Anyway, hopefully that was helpful in some way, shape or form. I know it's going around because obviously Nikki really loves it and I can see why she does. I can really see why she does. Like I said, especially for that dry normal skin, I think you'd really, really love it. But I kind of just wanted to throw my 2 cents out there and my experience for it because it is so expensive. And hopefully you found it helpful, and let me know your thoughts down below. Like, is it a powder that you still really, really want to pick up, or are you just like, no, that is too expensive, which I also get. And please just keep in mind, like, you guys are so awesome anyway, but like, this is a judgment-free zone. You want to spend that much money on a powder, you do you. You don't, you do you. Like, we are just makeup lovers here and we live our best lives, whatever that looks like to us. So yeah. If you're watching to this point, you know you're an absolute legend, and an extra special shout out to my Lily absolute legends. Thank you so, so much, plus all my other members, for supporting my channel here. And I just hope that you have the most amazing day, wherever you are in the world, and I will see you next time. Bye!